Let's get this party started.
Give me a little background as to kind of what you're about and how this all started, because I know I've
Bobbin with
some...
Babes?
Yeah.
Bobbin with Babes started by me getting hit by a drunk driver. I was
Not
just
how I would have expected.
No, I'm just one of those guys that was working 2 jobs and trying to do the American thing, pay my taxes, get out there and work, and be red, white, and blue. And one night I just got hit by a drunk driver and changed my life forever. But in the process of recovering, I kind of started thinking about a bucket list of things that I have not done. And what makes me a little rare in the world is I've never gone fishing, and I don't eat fish. Okay. So I thought it would be fun to do a reality TV show of that. And I didn't think that anybody would want to look at me for 26 minutes on a TV show, so I thought I'll bring a hot babe with me everywhere I go.
Okay, good idea.
So that's the hot babe. But it is a true story. I'm not a fisherman. I'm not an angler. Though at this point I have gone out a couple times, and I have really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It's a really cool world to be a part of. And of course, you've been in it your whole life.
Not my whole life, but most of it.
Yeah. So you know a lot more than me.
Well, and you're always kind of learning stuff. But I know that every time we talk and after you have an experience of going out, you always talk about the whole educational side and what you're learning, and it seems like a great experience, and you're always having that, wanting to learn more. So
yeah, so I decided, I'm going to shoot a pilot, Bobbin with Babes, and I'm going to do this thing, and let's see if we get any traction from it, and we got a ton right out of the box. We put some videos up on YouTube, which are still there, just a handful. But immediately we started getting phone calls. Hey, we're very interested in working with you, or if you'd like to be on our boat. And so I just went with it, and it was really, really exciting. The first trip out, I went fishing out on Lake Michigan. And if you haven't done that, you need to. I went on a charter boat, which is pretty easy fishing. I mean, there's nothing really to it. They set it all up for you. You pay $600 and they take you out, and it's a really good time. And I went on El Caliente. And with Captain Kelly, and the guy was amazing. The most important thing for me at that point, because I'm just learning all this stuff, was not only did I want to have a good time and learn something about fishing and catch some good fish, but I wanted to feel safe. Because, people think, that boat's never going to sink or this or that, whatever. But shit happens, right? But Captain Kelly said, listen, you're going to have a great time. I'm going to take you out. We're going to catch a lot of coho. And we did, and in about 40 minutes I caught like 10, and I hit my limit. Okay. And I was with a beautiful young lady. Her name was Sparklin, and she did it up too. Okay. So that was my first real fishing.
First time you ever fished in your life?
First time ever in my life.
And you caught coho, you said, right?
Caught coho, and then we brought it back in, and we did a shore lunch. Okay. And they cooked it up for me, and it was fantastic. Okay. Because, I was just at the right place as a kid. I think I was like 7 years old. I walked into my buddy's house, and it just smelled atrocious. And I was like, dude, what is that smell? And he's like, oh, my mom's cooking fish. She always cooks fish on Friday. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I can't. And at that point, right as a kid, I was like, I don't want to eat fish, and I lost all that. Okay. My whole life, I had no idea how great fish really is, and how good it is to eat. So, but I think the show really signifies that it's never too late to change some things in your life, because you're the only one that can do it. Sure. Because if you want to change some things in your life, you got to change some things in your life. You know what I'm saying? Well, good morning, Ella.
Good morning, Tony.
Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for inviting me.
Hey, thanks for stopping by, everybody. You're watching Bobbin with Babes. For those of you who are just checking in, the story goes, I really don't fish and I don't eat fish, and I've only been out a few times and I've already enjoyed it. My co-host for today, Ella.
Hello.
I'm guessing you're probably 25 or 30.
Yes. Let's not go into specifics, though.
Okay. I hear some great things about you.
Oh,
Yes, I hear you're very smart. You have an engineering background.
I do. I have a master's in it.
Impressive. Are you single? I know there's some guys out there that want to know.
No comment.
Okay, all right, good to know. And I also hear that you're a kickboxer.
I am, yes.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yes.
So why do you do that?
Oh,
Like, do you do it professionally, or you just do it to work out? What do you do?
it's more because of the defense, like being able to defend myself is a big one for me.
Sure, right on.
Yeah.
So, let's talk about what's going to happen today. We're up in Antioch, Illinois, founded in 1907. Beautiful little town. I had a little chance to get around, check it out. We're on Lake Bluff today. There's over 7,000 acres of freshwater fishing in this area. There's about 13 lakes that all come together to make this one big body of fishing out here.
Okay.
The angler we're going to fish with today, Matt. What do you know about him? Is he pro? What is he?
So I had a nice phone conversation with him. He was super nice over the phone, and he's semi-pro.
Okay.
And he's been fishing ever since he's been like a little kid.
All right.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
Yeah, he's mentioned 20-something years.
All right, so we got a young guy, semi-pro. I'm excited to meet him.
Me too.
When you talked to him, what kind of fish was he talking about catching today?
He had mentioned that while there are a lot of species of fish in there, we're aiming for the small and largemouth bass.
Right on. Now, there's some people that really enjoy eating them, and there's a lot of people that don't. I'm hoping to get like crappie or white bass. That sounds delicious. I've only had fish 2 times in my life, and that's because of episode 1 and episode 2.
Okay.
I had coho, which was delicious, and bluegill, incredible. They call it fish candy. So if we get either one of those, I would be happy. And the last thing is let's talk about the boat we're going to be on. What kind of boat are we fishing on today?
Right, it's a 21-foot Triton bass boat,
Okay.
and it has a 250 horsepower engine
Youch.
motor.
That sounds like a very fast boat.
It does,
I
yeah.
watch a lot of fishing on TV. For those of you who don't know, I really don't fish and I don't eat fish, but I love watching fishing shows. And you see those guys in tournaments, like when they're done fishing one area, they back up and they just, bam, they hit that boat, and it is like moving.
Yes.
You like fast things?
Oh yeah, I'm hoping to actually drive it,
Oh.
if he lets me.
That'll be awesome.
Right?
All right, Ella, thank you for being on the show today.
And thank you again for inviting me.
Thank you, everybody, for stopping by. I'm Tony Bobbins. You're watching Bobbin with Babes, and we are off to a great day here in Antioch. It's supposed to be sunny and beautiful, and afterwards, when we get done, we're going to have one of these fish at our shore lunch. So don't go away. We'll be right back after this.
Let's get this party started.
And he took me out here on Lake Bluff, and believe it or not, I got skunked. Mm-hmm. For an hour, I caught nothing. But Ella caught like 6 fish. So, and I had talked to Matt a little bit later that, and he goes, it's just the way it is.
Right.
Sometimes you get skunked and sometimes you don't.
Right.
But there's another day and there's another time to fish. And so one of the fish they caught was a white striped bass.
Okay.
And it was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was big.
Mm-hmm.
So they had cooked that for me. The chef at the end of the show on Bobbin with Babes, I pick one of the fish and then we cook it. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the show, I give my review. Mm-hmm. And I also have a pairing specialist, Kelly. What she does is she says, "Hey Tony, this would be the best wine or the best beer to drink with this kind of fish, with these kind of seasonings."
That's cool. Yeah.
And so they cooked this white bass, and it was just off the scale. Mm-hmm. They did it Cajun style, and it was just delicious. And every time I do this, I'm like, gosh, I'm so excited. I just want to get back out on the water. I want to catch something else. So those have been my 3 biggest catches:
Okay.
coho, bluegill, and white stripe.
Okay.
And I didn't even catch it. Okay. But it was still fun fishing out here. So.
Right. Yeah. So that's the 3 experiences so far, and you got more lined up. You're hoping to do a couple this year, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
We've got some really big things planned for Bobbin with Babes, and You know, the show is family friendly. I designed it to be family friendly. It's not about trying to expose women in any be demeanor in any way. You know, we're not trying to upset the Me Too movement or anything like that. It's really fun fishing with the girls. You know, the guys really appreciate it. I enjoy their company when we're out in a boat, but the show really is family friendly, and when you watch it, you'll see that. And that's what we want. That's what you're looking for.
Correct. Some of these bigger blips along these weeds here are most likely the panfish that we're looking for, feeding on some of that small bait. As we drop back over some of the drop-off into deeper water, there's more of a prevalent bait prevalence there. But here we're trying to stay as close as we can to some of the weeds that these game fish are using as an ambush.
Oh yeah. What do we got?
That's what we're looking for. The white bass.
Woo! Nice.
That's going in the bucket. This is delicious.
Look at this. Here, I'll take that for you. So that's a white bass.
Yep, this is a striper or white bass. This is great table fare.
Oh, look at this.
It's loaded. They're pretty fish. They've got your typical.
So they get a lot bigger than that, obviously.
They do. So this is a hybrid version, which doesn't get. It gets maybe 4, 5, 6 inches bigger, give or take. There is hybrid versions of this in the ocean.
They're beautiful,
and they get twice as big as this. Or Tennessee has some big landlocked ones that are 50 and 60 pounds. And this one here is a typical size that we would eat. You know, that 12 to 14 inches, and great table fare.
So male, female, how do you?
This one most likely is a male. Females will typically be a little bit bigger than the males. But the pattern makes no difference on the male, the female. They're both very much the same. The size is kind of where it's at. And then once we fillet them, you'll see either it's a female and she'll have like an egg reservoir in there, even though they're not, you know, eggs at the moment, versus a male who will have a little different stomach content.
Well, thank you, buddy. I'm gonna probably have you.
We're putting him in the box.
I love it. Nice catch. About the drinking thing on the water.
Oh, I guess.
What are your thoughts about that, Matt? So people know you want to be responsible.
You want to be responsible. It's allowed. You're allowed to drink on the water. You are not allowed to drink and drive on the water, so you cannot operate the boat. It's operated very similar to a regular DUIs if you were on the shore.
Wow, that I did not know.
Yep. It affects your license on land as well. But the passengers can drink, so there is you can have an open bar or open policy. So anyone else can be drinking as long as you're not. And that's basically how it goes. You can have your one beer at a restaurant with your cheeseburger and be fine as long as you're under 0.08. But after that legal limit, it's all still the same rules apply on the water as they do off. So essentially the casting reel here is a little different than your open face. Your open face is going to be a basic reel, great for your first starters, real simple. This is a little more in depth. It's got some magnets inside of it, and there's a spool here. So essentially the spool has magnets that allow it to free spin, and you use your thumb to kind of control the line as it's coming out of the reel. So there's a little more involved there. But the difference here is these come in much different gear ratios, similar to your 10-speed bike, where it's got a higher speed or a slower speed, which means essentially line take back per rotation. So this one takes back 36 inches for one full rotation. Some other gear ratios will take back last 14 or 15 inches, and a lot of that is due to the bait or presentation that we're looking to offer. If I want to jerk a fish underneath the pier, I want an 8-1-1 gear ratio that's bringing in 36 to 40 inches of line per crank, so I can really pull that fish in real quick, horse them in kind of deal. Versus a crankbait with a bill, with a deep diver, you want that, it's so hard to reel in all day, it's almost like a 10-speed going uphill. You want that lower speed or lower gear ratio.
Makes sense.
Like a 3-5-1, because it's going to get you more time in the strike zone with that bait.
Okay.
So this gives you a little more options to dial into a specific technique that you're fishing, whereas this is a more all-around, you can fish it with a bobber, a drop shot, a wacky worm. There is always a spinning rod or two on my deck, whether I'm fishing a tournament or just out having fun with the family. And there is typically only a casting rod on my deck if I'm fishing a situation where it's a specific bite or a specific bait.
Let's get this party started.
Fillet some white bass Tony just caught out. Sharp knife and a stable cutting board are key for this. I'm going to cut down straight line, trying to come all the way up on the back here to get as much of the meat as you possibly can. Then I'm going to take my knife, short stabs down the backbone, and what I'm waiting for is to feel the absence of backbone, which is right about there. I'm going to come out through the anal fin, take it right off, and then just follow the knife along the bone, exposing the flesh. And I just take a knife and cut it right like that. Take a nice skinner, get underneath of the fillet, angle on the knife.
You like the sweeter one. See,
Yeah, but they always look
crazy
kind of
because like my palate's very, I don't like sweet, so it was weird because when I was picking out the wine, I thought for sure Gewürztraminer, I'm gonna love it more than Pinot Grigio, and something told me at the store like grab the Pinot Grigio, like this is gonna work. And me personally, I prefer the Pinot Grigio because I feel like Pinot Grigio is normally dry, it's normally not sweet at all, and this brings out a little sweetness to it. You really taste like the fruit, and I feel like it really balances the, whoa, slow down there.
Wait, so which one is this?
That one was the Gewürztraminer. Yeah.
I'm telling you
The
what.
lighter one, you can kind of tell if you look at the color, like it's a little more yellow.
You guys got to try this fish.
But yeah.
We just caught this. This is so beautiful. We just caught this. It's so fresh. I love how his choice of
I'm
the way he
telling
cooked
you,
it.
my sister.
Well, what a great day here. Fishing, Lake Bluff, 7,000 acres of incredible fishing in Antioch. This black and, what is it, black and what?
Panfish.
We just caught this. I should know this, right?
The white bass.
The white bass.
and crappie.
It's wonderful. Kelly, thank you so much for picking the wine for us today.
You're welcome.
Ella, I gotta hand it to you. Nice job.
Thank you.
Amazing all the fish you caught. To the crew, to the city of Antioch, to Stites, is it called
Stites' Resort.
Stites' Resort, thank you to them. I'd like to thank my friends at the Ultimate Cigar and Hookah Shop in Villa Park, Illinois for my cigars. Tony, I love you. Brian, you're the best.
My guy.
Amazing chef. And come on over here. Matt, without you, we wouldn't have such a great day. You guys,
for having me.
remember, T-Bone.
T-Bone Guide Service. We'll get you out there, get you on the water, and get you some fish.
This is
delicious table fare, just like this here.
This is what it's all about. Yeah, this is a little fancy for a shore lunch, right? A little bit?
To each their own. Just like the wine. The wine, I think, is over the top, but I think you've really dialed in the fresh fish caught right here from behind us. Minutes, and not but an hour ago. So
Well, for me, the wine is fabuloso.
It is amazing.
It's good stuff.
Thank you for stopping by. I'm Tony Bobbin. You've been watching Bobbin with Babes. Come on back. Every week we've got a new show for you. Stop by the .com, and honestly, we want your recipes. Everything you buy at the .com, and most of that money is donated to a charity, and we want to hear your stories. And if you'd like to be on the show, if you want to be one of the anglers, if you'd like to be one of the models, please let us know, because I want to meet you, I want to travel, and I want to keep fishing because I fish.
It's a great time. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome, my brother. Peace out, everybody.
Let's get this party started.
Now you mentioned the chef, so you've got kind of a chef that travels with the show, and each episode is kind of cooking the fish in a different way. Or?
Yeah, so at the end of the show,
cool kind of
you know, since I did make it family friendly, and I'm going to keep it that way. There's no reason for it not to be, because this really is the show about a guy who has never fished before and doesn't eat fish. That is my journey. That's my story. And at the end of the show, we do have a professional chef that takes one of the fish that I catch, because I believe in catch and release, just like you guys. I've been taught that from the fishermen that I'm with. Hey, be respectful in what you're doing here, and put the fish back if you're not going to use it.
I was going to say, except for the ones we eat.
Yeah, exactly. Except for the ones we eat. And at the end of the show, I do have a traveling chef that comes with me, and Brian sets it all up and cooks it all up for me. And this year, a couple shows, we're going to venture out and have a couple different chefs get involved, because you never know. I mean, everybody cooks things a different way, so I want to give that flavor, try the different flavors. But we do have a big event coming up August 1st.
Okay.
So August 1st, we're sponsoring a tournament in this area, Antioch, Fox Channel Lakes.
Yep.
August 1st, from 7 to 12, we're going to do the Finding Momo Biggest Catch tournament.
Hosted right here at Muskie Tails.
Hosted right here at Muskie Tails.
Yep.
We're going to work with you guys, and I'm excited about that, off your ramp. And it's only $50 to get in per guy.
Yep.
But the grand prize is $1,500.
Okay.
And I don't think that's anything to sneeze at. So it comes with a trophy. There will be 5 places paid.
Okay.
And we're going to have the girls out here. We're planning to have music and fun and a raffle. And we want to meet all these fishermen. And we're going to be giving out hats and shirts that day.
Okay.
But I think it's exciting that, if you have a Saturday open like August 1st, come on out, show us your skill, and compete for that biggest catch.
Sure.
And Momo is the logo of our company.
Okay.
And you'll see him more and more, and he's just this fish logo, and he's all about the little guy. He's about never getting caught. He's about always, never holding back. He's about, the red, white, and blue. And so finding Momo, it's going to be hard catching him, but hopefully somebody will break a record here in the state of Illinois. Because I think the record is, 13.9 ounces for largemouth bass?
Not on bass, no.
Really?
I could be wrong, but I don't know what the size would actually be, but that sounds too big for Illinois.
Yeah, because
I could be wrong.
I think the world, is it the world record or the state, the national record is 22 pounds, 9 ounces?
That sounds about right, but
Yeah.
I don't know state to state or or even areas, but it could be. I could be completely wrong.
Because
But that's a big ass fish.
Yeah, I think it would be amazing to have that one moment where somebody catches a state record fish, at our tournament, and for $50 to get in for your chance to win $1,500, I think it's a pretty good deal.
Sure, yeah. It's about the fun and promoting the brand and all that. So.
the show is designed that every week it goes to a different lake with a different boat, different technology, different professional or amateur angler that's going to teach me, and I always bring a different girl.
Okay.
So as far as girls, if you're a female out there and you want to be on the show, please,
there you go.
Send us an email.
Yep.
We'd love to have you on the show. So our doors are open to that.
There you go.
If you have a boat, you want to take us out, send us an email. We'd love to get to know who you are.
Yeah.
So that's the idea with all that.
If you have some product that you want Bobbin with Babes to use, send it over.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
If you're interested in advertising with us or sponsoring, being in our sponsors, we'd love to have you.
Okay.
So we're only going to get big at this point, and with the help of like Musky Tails and the fishermen that we're meeting and the different organizations, the state has been great. Like getting a permit for my tournament was really easy.
Yeah.
It wasn't complex at all.
Yeah.
And they've been very kind, and they are obviously very, very thorough of the rules
Yes,
that you have to
absolutely.
follow with something like this, But that's cool, because if it was a loose cannon thing, then I probably wouldn't get excited about doing it.
Right.
But obviously, you got to check off all this stuff.
And some of that we learned together, actually. Like, for example, the being done by noon in August rule.
Yeah.
I think we were trying to do it until 1 o'clock, and we learned that in August you have to be done by noon.
Yeah, exactly.
DNR requires it.
So, and people, you'll be able to sign up for the tournament here. You guys are going to be hosting, so they can sign up with you guys.
Yep.
We're going to try to set up an area on the .com at Bobbin with Babes where you can sign up online.
Okay, that'd
and
be
of
nice.
course, we'll send that to you guys. Hey,
Sure.
these other guys have signed up as well, or these girls and guys. And the age limit is 12 and older.
Okay.
However, if you are a young teen, 12 to 18, you have to be in a boat with a adult.
Okay.
So it's not a two-man team; it's individual per person. But that's how it's going to go. It's not a shore tournament; it's a boat tournament.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. So
And
I'm
it
just,
has to be
I'm
two
just saying
people?
what they taught me.
Yeah, there you go. Kind of throwing out some of the details.
Yeah.
But it has to be 2 people?
No,
Can't go out
no. You
on
can
your
go
own?
out. You can go out by yourself. But
Okay.
if you're a teenager, 18
have
to
to be
12,
with
you
somebody.
have to be
Right.
with an adult.
Right.
That's what they said in specifics on
Yeah.
the rules that I read and
Understood.
stuff.
Lake Michigan is the 3rd roughest body of water in the world.
Holy hell!
You've got the Bering Straits of Alaska, Cape Horn of South Africa, and then Lake Superior and Lake Michigan.
Well, this has been an incredible day of fishing, and I appreciate it because this is my first time out, and I just absolutely loved it. I had a great time, and everything we talked about, the phone you made happen. You told me that you come out early in the morning, we're gonna catch some fish, and we did.
Check it, 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 check it.